Hey guys, Mr. Knodel here. I'm going to help you guys through your process of building your Health Science 2 portfolio. What I'm going to help you with today is just walking you through the introductory part of how to build your portfolio website. I'm going to give you a series of videos that will help you with kind of each different aspect of it and how that might look, and give you a couple of troubleshooting videos as well. So they're going to be on small increments, but the first increment today is to simply get you started on building your website. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start in Safari. It's important that you start in Safari rather than Google Chrome or some other browser app, simply because Safari is a full browser, and to build your Google sites you are actually going to need a full browser, not a mobile browser like the Chrome version is on the iPad. So we're going to go into Safari. I'll do that in a second. I'm going to simply show you what you're going to do first on this Word document. You are going to go to sites.google.com, sites.google.com, and you are going to log into your account if you would like a school-issued account. You're going to have two options here, however. You can use your personal Gmail account if you'd like. Your personal Gmail account or your Google account, and maybe some of you are already logged into that, is one of the methods that you can use if especially you would like to maintain or keep this portfolio after high school. We also have a Google account for you to use. That Google account is available to you for, I believe, a year after high school. You can still have access to this website. However, it will delete at some point, and then you will no longer have access to this website and being able to edit or change it or even maintain it. So there's an advantage maybe to use your personal account, but you can use the school-issued one as well. If you use the school-issued account, you'll still go to sites.google.com. Your username is your ID number, your 6-digit ID number, and then it's at wf-schools.org. Your number at wf-schools.org. Your password will be all in caps, and it will be capital W, capital F, your ID number, that 6-digit ID number, and then your capital initials. If you have a hyphenated name or if you have multiple capital letters in your last name, you will use all of those letters. If you're struggling to log in with your school-issued ID and password on your Google site, simply go to the help desk. They'll help you out. Once you log in, you may get some agree to these terms kinds of scenarios on your Google account, but you will find a page very similar to this. And although there is one called Portfolio here, we're actually going to build this from a scratch website. So you're going to choose the one with the plus side that says blank. Once you get in here, you're going to see that chunks of the website are actually already built for you. So what we're going to do is we are simply going to type your name in here. The way you do that is to simply click on the pencil, and you will have the option of typing right in. I will tell you one of the things that bothers me right away about Google Sites is that there's not a lot of workspace if you have the giant keyboard. So I tend to pinch the keyboard together so that I have a floating keyboard, and that floating keyboard allows me a little bit more space to type. So I'm going to just simply type in my name here. I'm going to pretend my name is Tom Smith. And then the second thing I'm going to do is when I have this highlighted, I'm simply going to grab these little edges and I'm going to pull those out. The reason for that is that it will help extend that text box and make that text box a lot more user-friendly and readable to your audience. Right underneath that, I'm simply going to hit return at the end of your name. And then you are going to notice that the size of the text changes, and you're going to put in Health Science 2 Portfolio. Health Sciences 2 Portfolio. This is a cloud-based, I forgot a space there. This is a cloud-based tool, so you will be able to save this as you do incremental stuff. But so now that I've put that in, I'm actually going to also change the name of my website. You'll notice that my website is actually called Untitled Site. I'm going to click up here, and I'm going to just put in HS2 Portfolio. Okay. And that is now going to be the name of my website. All right, as soon as we've done that, although there are other changes that we can make on our main page right now, what I'm going to ask you to do right away is to make sure that you know a couple of features that are available to you on this tool. So first of all, we are going to actually hit publish immediately. Even though it's going to be publishable, there's really nobody that's going to be searching for it or finding it. But this is really your save button. So we're going to hit publish. You may actually see something a little bit different than I do right now. It may actually say who can view my site, and it might say only people from West Fargo. You need to click manage if it says that and change this to who can view my site, anyone. You probably don't need to change the web address for you. If you do, if it doesn't allow you to that, go ahead and put your name afterward and that will change your web address. This is a setting that you can choose. Do you want your website to be searchable? If you do not want your website to be searchable, go ahead and check that box. If you are okay with it being searchable, leave it the way it is. And then you'll simply hit publish. Now that you have clicked publish, your site is technically live. Anytime you make additional changes that you want to make live, you will once again hit that publish button. And then if it will ask you to review those changes, and you'd be able to hit, I don't have any changes right now, so it's not going to allow me to do that. But every time you want to do that, you're going to hit publish. All right. Now we're actually going to make the different pages that you need in your website. So your website's actually going to have 6 additional pages. So we're going to click on pages here. And these are from the description that you've gotten from your teacher already. You are going to have a page, first of all, that is your resume and your cover letter or your introduction letter. So you're going to hit the plus, and you're simply going to click New Page. When you're here, you're going to type in resume, and make sure you spell these correctly. As you can see, I did not do that. I accidentally changed it, and I'm going to click on the 3 dots, and I'm going to simply edit that right away. So resume. And make sure you spell this right. There is no spell check on these. Resume and cover letter is what we're going to call that page. When you are done, you're simply going to click Done. We're going to do that for 5 additional pages. The second page that we're adding is called Work-Based Learning and Community Service. Work, and that's going to be work-based. And you can, I would, because it's a title, capitalize all important words and letters. Work-based learning and community service. And hit done. I'm going to add another page. Actually, before we do that, let me do one thing. You'll notice how smushed these might be when you get to them. Again, if you click on them and pull them out as far as you can, both directions, you can make that much, much smaller. I'm going to do the same thing on my resume and cover letter, which I didn't get totally typed in there. And again, I'm going to pull those out. Click on that, pull the blue dots. Okay, I'm going to add another page. The next page I'm going to add, new page again. This one is going to be Health Science Project. You can also use, if you're not good at typing, you can click on the microphone. The downside of that might be that it does not capitalize everything. So I'm going to go back in and change those. As soon as you have that done, you hit done. Add another page, writing samples. Each time we do that, and I forgot to do it on that one, make sure you pull out those blue dots. Even if it looks like it's going to fit, I'll show you why it doesn't always fit when you look at them. I'll show you the preview of how this is going to look a little different. And the next one is leadership experience. Again, pull out those blue dots. And I'm going to hit plus. The last new page is credentials. Hit done. Grab the blue edges, pull that out. All right. Now we have all of the pages built here on this side. You can, once you get to a laptop, change the order of those things. Right now we're not actually going to do that, and it is actually pretty difficult to do it on the iPad. But what we are going to do, you'll notice that they started to populate over the top here, and they populate over the top, and then you have a more button. Probably not the best way for it to look, so we're going to hit the gear right here. When you hit the gear, you'll see one of the navigation options is to switch it from top to side. We're going to do that, top to side. And you'll notice once I've done that, now over here, all of your pages will appear like that. A little cleaner look considering the number of pages that you have. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to play around with the themes just briefly. The themes are different ways in which you can make your website appear more professional. So if I wanted to try this theme and this color, it will actually change the theme and the color for every one of those pages. So go ahead and choose the theme that you prefer. There are a ton of options for formats there, but you certainly can do that. You also have the ability, when you're on that page, to simply click on it, and you can also change the image. So if you don't like the image in the background, maybe you wanted to put a stethoscope or something like that, you can actually upload that image from your device as well, and you can have each page have its own version. You can also change the header type. I think it's defaulted to just simply be a header. From that point, we are simply going to go back to your home page again. On your home page, and this is all we're going to finish with today, is we are going to simply have this be your introduction page. The introduction page should just be a format that probably includes a professional picture and a brief biography about you. Your name, your date, and a description of your career goal. So it's a very brief introduction. Most of the time when we add things, we're going to click on the insert thing at the top, and you'll actually see that there are options. The nice thing is these content blocks right here. So we're talking about a picture with a little bit of text. We're going to choose this one right here. It'll simply drop it right in. And that gives us the ability to do a couple of things. We can go ahead and drop our professional picture right there by simply selecting upload, and that will give us access to our photo library. So what you're going to want to do is try to find a professional picture, whether that's a senior photo or your school photo, something along those lines, something that is or maybe a picture of you actually doing an internship or something to that effect on your photo library. Put it in right there. Once you do that, you can actually resize and reshape the photo as well by grabbing the boxes, and that actually changes the whole content that you have here. On this side, the heading, you are simply going to put something like about me or something to that effect that will introduce who you are. In this text, you're going to write about your name, who you are, introduce who you are, when you're working on this, when you're graduating, and simply a description of your career goal. That's going to simply be 3 lines or so right in this area here. And that is simply all you're going to do today to start. You're going to make that About Me page. You've built all the pages on the side. You've picked a theme, and you have published your document. I've made changes now, so I'm going to go to the top, hit Publish. You'll see that here's my draft. Here's my currently published one. I changed some of that. I'm simply going to hit Publish. It is updating my changes, and I am good to go. Last things before we leave. First of all, this icon at the top, if you're wondering how this looks in different formats, you can go ahead and click on it. When you click on that, this is your actual live version in 3 formats. This is what it would look like on a laptop, so you can see it there. Here's what my website would look like on a laptop. Here's how it would look on a tablet, a little bit smaller. And here's how it would look on a phone, a little bit smaller. I told you to pull those edges out for that reason. If, for example, someone was looking at your website on a phone and you did not pull those out, it will really smush your name and all the content in here. So you're definitely going to want to pull those out. When you're done looking at the preview, you go ahead and click the X and you're back into the edit mode. Last thing that we're going to do today is you're going to actually hand in your website to your teacher by actually submitting a link to your teacher in a discussion board. This little paper clip at the top is actually your link. You're going to click on that. This only works if you've already published your site. You'll see that here is my published site. This is actually my website. I'm going to simply click copy link. When I click copy link, now I can go to Schoology. I will paste it in Schoology, and I am done for the day.